So I've been having the issue that the choke cable or the choke lever here really doesn't do anything. All it does is kill the engine. It doesn't bring up the revs as it should. So I'm going to remove this top cover and the seat and the air cleaner to try to get to the mechanism on the choke, or rather on the carburetor, that this lever adjusts or moves to enrich the mixture. I'm thinking a couple of the carburetors or the lever points are not lubricated well, and they're not doing much. So I'm going to take it apart, see what it looks like, and see if that improves the situation. So I'm starting by removing the seats. And I'm going to remove this top cover next to get to the air cleaner. This is a 5 millimeter screw, or rather bolt. There's another bolt we have to get to right here on either side. Inside. So the screws to remove the whole air filter housing from the bike seem to be inside this top filter cover. So I was hoping to avoid having to undo all these screws, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Doesn't look like you can avoid that. Okay. So the cover is off. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that have to be loosened. Alrighty. So I put everything back together. I'm done lubricating basically any moving parts that the choke controlled that I was able to see. I sprayed with a PB blaster. It does feel a little bit smoother to operate than it did before. Not as much as I had hoped, but I think that resistance could also be just the spring mechanisms in the enricher circuits or levers. So let's see what it does. I'm actually going to take it outside because other times I've tried to go to full choke, it blows out some smoke, and so I'm thinking what's happening is that not all of the enricher circuits are being activated evenly. But let's see if I can get the revs to actually come up by applying choke for a change. So I'm going to go to full choke and see what it does. Revs are actually going up. So it seems like that was successful. Just spraying the circuits with PV blaster. Now when I apply choke, I'm at 2,000 RPM. Normally, what would happen is that the bike would idle roughly uh, below 1,000 RPM, maybe 700, 400 to 700 RPM, somewhere in that range, and I'd have to give it about 20, 30 seconds, and then I would add a little bit of throttle, and I could get the revs to come up while it warmed up. But now it's up at high revs by applying choke, so that's excellent. I was able to fix that. So for any of you who are having that issue, that might be enough without having to open up the carburetors and do anything more intensive inside. Now let's see if it acts like it's supposed to. As I take the choke off, the rev should come down slowly. Also, I didn't smell or see any unusual smoke come out like was happening before. Yep, it's acting like like every other bike I've had with a choke. Basically, take the choke off and the revs drop back down. Well, I'm very happy with that result.